Look at now. Look at what we're learning about our own Constitution. We haven't done a deep dive on our Constitution like this since like the 1800s. And that's important. I mean, this is great. I mean, I think this is democracy in action, right? This is democracy in a living form. So the more people say, oh, Trump should concede, I love the fact that we're just playing this out to see, what could happen. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you did it, but others, Joe Biden hurt his foot yesterday. What if it not been his foot? What if he had not been able to be inaugurated? What happened?
In my mind, yeah, let's play that out. What do you think? What would have happened? Would Kamala be our president then?
No, interestingly, again, constitutionally fascinating, right? Our founding fathers obviously were given some thought to this, but if a president-elect or somebody that had been selected as president does not meet the date threshold, so let's say, for whatever reason, Joe Biden hit his head, was incapacitated, and couldn't, be sworn in. If this happened before the Electoral College meets on December 14th, then the DNC could actually submit another representative to be voted on by the electors. Or the electors could choose to vote for somebody else. Same thing, the Speaker of the House, they could push for another name. So now you go, let's say Joe Biden made it past the Electoral College. Then you get to Congressional Certification on January 6th. If something that happened to Biden between those two dates, then again, the House of Representatives controls the process. The only time that Kamala would have been named the president is after the congressional certification on January 6th. So if something had happened to Joe Biden between January 6th and January 20th of 2021, then she would become the president. Under no other circumstance would she become president. I thought that was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, has this happened before?
What's that?
Has this happened before in our history?
Yeah. Not in the history of our country.
We
came to 1800, was the race with Jefferson and Adams about, how the Electoral College made its pick. There's some, obviously political shenanigans behind the scenes. And we know what happened in that race. But absolutely, this is where, the Constitution does matter. And it's great that people are learning about it.
So you mean to tell me that they could turn around and make Barack Obama president again?
The DNC, in theory, if something happened between now and December 14th, could nominate another individual. That's absolutely right. Now, the electoral voters, the Electoral College would have to select him. And there's obviously some, legal issues there. Maybe the electors don't feel obligated to do so. They're pledged to a specific candidate, in this case, Joe Biden, but maybe they decide, hey, Joe Biden won, but he's incapacitated, so I'm not going to vote for him, and I don't feel obligated to vote for him. And then a whole other set of issues kick in. But yeah, absolutely. According to our Constitution, the DNC could absolutely nominate anybody it chose to fill that place before December 14th.
See, now everybody's going to be watching him like they watched Gerald Ford. Remember Gerald Ford would hit his head, he was clumsy and all that stuff?
Exactly.
It's going to be the same thing again, but a Democrat rather Republican.
Like Biden watch, right? To see what happens.
The Biden foot watch.
Right, well, yeah, exactly.
See, hey, we just figured out a way to keep it going. Maybe we'll be all right after all.
Crazy process, but you got to give credit to the founding fathers. They thought through a lot of different scenarios that most people wouldn't have taken into account.
Genius.